Hello and welcome to Build a Wardrobe You Love. 5 keys to building wardrobe you love to step into your power and stepping out in style. I am Catherine Cassidy of You Styled, CEO and Chief Stylist, and I'm so excited to have you watching and joining in with us live as we talk about the 5th key to building a wardrobe you love. And really quickly, just to go over the first 4 keys that we went over the course of this week. Key number 1, visibility. Really being open to being seen and using your wardrobe and your style as a coat of as your armor can really help you step into the willingness to be seen. And number 2 is knowing your purpose. Because if you have a purpose, if it's something bigger than you, and if being seen is something that is otherwise uncomfortable, having a purpose and knowing your why can really help you to move through that a lot more easily as you step out of your shyness, as I did, and step into your power and use your style as a catalyst. And the 3rd key is laying the foundation. So having all the closet staples you need so that whenever you get a fun wardrobe update, you have something to wear it with immediately. And the foundation is really important because if you don't have a solid foundation, that's when you have a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear. Although the second instance when you have a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear is when your closet's just out of alignment with you. You haven't updated your wardrobe consistently over time, and so whether that's because of budget or time or not wanting to shop or whatever reason that might be, it doesn't match who you are. It doesn't match where you're going and how you want to show up in the world. So instead you just do nothing because it's overwhelming, and I totally get it. That's what I'm here for. The 4th key is defining your style. So really starting to get clarity on who you are, how you want to show up, what your style is, because of what works for your body type, the colors that you prefer, and just how you want to show up, what you want people to think when they first see you, since communication is 55% visual. And now, the 5th and final key to building a wardrobe you love is that you need to know that it is always evolving, because you are always evolving. Your style is an outward reflection of your inner self. So as you evolve personally and professionally, so does your style. Some pieces you'll have for a lifetime even though you're always evolving. Some you'll have for 3 to 5 years and then find a good home for them. And most pieces will simply just be worn differently as you evolve. So having that clarity and awareness around who you are and your style and how you want to show up is so important. For instance, as far as an example for how you're always evolving, I have a client who was a complete tomboy in her style when I first started working with her. She worked in a male-dominated industry that was very casual, so she didn't really need to try, and she just didn't really care. You know, it was sort of just, let's get through the day sort of a thing, which I think we all can relate to. She had a very simple, boring wardrobe, and she was ready for a change. So when we first started working together, it was about adding fun, color, fitted pieces with a little bit of feminine. She certainly had like this beautiful curvy figure, like a great hourglass shape, and but was wearing sort of, like I said, boxy, tomboyish clothes. So we got things that were more fitted, a little more feminine. And now, 5 years later, as she's really coming into her own and creating a life on her own terms and really stepping into her power fully, her style is getting a bit edgier and classic. As opposed to just sort of feminine and classic and adding color, it's got this bit of edge because she's a woman now. She's not, you know, in her 20s going through all this change and transformation. She really has a sense of who she is now. And she's going to continue to evolve. But, and there's still a bit of feminine in her style, but now there's just that cool, edgy factor. And though she's still in the same male-dominated industry, this is what I love. She's setting the style standard in her office. So she's now in a leadership role where it's important for her to set the standard, but even before that, she was already prepped to be there and show up in style, and she told me that people in the office actually started dressing up because she was dressing up. So she set the tone even before she was in a leadership role, which ultimately really did help her get that leadership role, because she stood up for herself. This is how she wants to show up. This is how she wants to move forward. This is what she wants in her career, and she was able to get that and create that for herself. And another client who lives in a rural town, who was a total like hippie granola type, who could care less about style when we first started working together, had a successful coaching business in the 6 figures and had previously had a successful career, a creative career, before transitioning to coaching. And we initially just added some polish and quality pieces to her wardrobe, as well as some color, so that when she went out, she would have pieces. But I wasn't going to push her too far forward out of her granola hippie style. You got to take it one step at a time. So she didn't need that much for life, but she did need to sort of polish it up, but still be her when she did speaking engagements or video to build her brand. Now, 5 years later, she's so clear on what she likes and has so integrated the tools that I teach my clients as we go along that she can throw together a rocking outfit completely on her own. And there are still some pieces, like comfort pieces, sweats or whatever, that she goes to when she's working from home or something like that. But for the most part, when she's on stage or, being visible and even just showing up for work, like, she's really got that cool, casual, but polished look down. And she does wear everything in her wardrobe, from Eileen Fisher to DVF to, all sorts of cool designers. So, and then even for myself personally, I have evolved quite a bit from where I was coming to LA for school at USC, from Chicago, a suburb of Chicago, super preppy. I mean, I definitely had polos, legit polos in my wardrobe that I would wear with my jeans and think that that was really polished and cute. And they were always colorful polos, but they were still polos nonetheless. And I think I own one still, just in case I go golfing at a country club that requires a polo. And that one does not really see much use, but I do like to golf sometimes, so you do have to have some pieces in your wardrobe that are, just in case. But it's really evolved as I've gone through my career transitions, from being in advertising accounting at Robinsons May to being a merchandiser at BCBG to being a business owner and a stylist, really having to stand in my power and being a walking billboard for my business. And when I first started U-Style, there still was a lot of prep in my style, because that's just, I mean, I was so young when I started it anyways, and it just sort of melted away. Even a lot of the pieces that I had from my time at BCBG, I don't have very many of them because they just are not me anymore, and that's okay. But that wardrobe that I developed when I was at BCBG got me through my first few years of business for sure. And the pieces that I do still have are the ones that aren't as classic and boring. They're the pieces that we sort of had to push buying to buy as the design and merchandising team. So it's just interesting to see that evolution to wanting all that uniqueness, but still grounded in the classics. So that's where I'm at. I'm very much like simple, straightforward, but I want to have, like, there's got to be something fun or quirky about what I'm wearing. Like today, I mean, I just polka dots. Like, that's just kind of simple, but fun and feminine. And this is such a simple blouse, but I get compliments on it all the time. So all that to say, depending on where you're at in your life and career, you will have different needs. As you get more visible and receive more social or speaking invitations, you will need to have more depth in your wardrobe. And you're going to need more depth, and that's going to help you to start playing with mixing and matching, because you're more visible. You have more events to go to. You don't necessarily need a giant wardrobe, but you need to have pieces that are really reflective of you, that make you feel really good, and also that you can really mix and match a lot, so that you can, take one jacket and wear it at least 10 different ways, and just maybe keep a mental note of who's seen you in which jackets how many times, and that's what you can do. I personally wear my jackets all the time, and I just don't even care. I try to mix it up, but I love my jackets. So that's one thing for myself as far as wardrobe updates and layers. I'm always looking for great jackets, and that can actually be one of the harder pieces to find, because to find a jacket that fits through the bust and the shoulders and the waist, it's like a moment when that happens. So, I just want you to know that this always evolving piece, that's also part of your wardrobe, meaning like your wardrobe is always evolving, you are always evolving. So you might start with a small wardrobe, or some of my clients that I've worked with, when their wardrobe has been completely out of alignment with them, we end up donating pretty much everything. I mean, they have like a bare bones closet left over when we're done. But because we've mixed and matched, they've got a lot of outfits that reflect who they are now, and then over time they can start adding pieces that reflect who they are and where they're going and that they really love, even if they're investing in pieces that are more than maybe what they would have spent in the past. They can just get one piece at a time, and they can do it, evolving their wardrobe over time. And then that's when you have like this great wardrobe eventually, years down the line, and you're still wearing everything. I mean, I still have pieces from 10 years ago that I still wear, and 10 years ago, I was actually still in college. So I'm like, had I graduated yet? But that was in my preppy phase, but it's because the pieces that I bought were so grounded really in who I was, and I loved them, and it was not about the trend, that it's something that has carried over through the years. And I've never really been a trendy person anyways, and I don't do that too much with my clients unless it's a trend that really fits their personal style. But the bottom line to having a wardrobe you love is having fun with it, and to get support if you feel you need it. The last thing that I want for you to do is to spend more money on clothes that you never wear. I mean, I would challenge you to go into your closet and add up the total of all the clothes that have tags on them. Think about it deeper than just the money you spent, but also the time you spent. For me, it's just as much about saving time as it is saving you money. So that is the fifth and final key for building a wardrobe you love and stepping into your power. But what I want to do, I just realized I need to activate the Q&As, and I did not do that. Dang it all. So what you may need to do if you want to ask a question is to post it on the page, because I can see that, and I apologize. Oh good, it does work. Yay. Maybe I did do something right. But in the meantime, I did have questions that came through prior to the call that I do want to address, and we can get right into that. One of the first ones that's come up a couple times from people just who I've reached out to personally, actually, is what if I can't afford it now? Will I be hosting the Style Power program again? Likely I will. I don't know if it's going to look the exact same. I don't know what the price point's going to be like. It's probably going to be more as I go through this first phase. And also there's probably going to be more people that will be engaged in the group. So I mean, one of my biggest things between the Facebook group and the live Q&A calls that are going to be Google Hangouts like this, because I really want to be able to see and connect with all the women going through the program. We are doing it live, and so it's like if we're talking all together and you have a question about an outfit that you put together, you can leave the room and put it on and come back, and we can all see it and walk. I can give you my feedback right away. I mean, I think that's such a cool thing. I really want to utilize the technology that we have, and certainly posting pictures on Facebook. I will be super active in the Facebook, and I will obviously I'll be present for all the live Q&A calls. But the more people that are there, the less one-on-one time that you get, and my one-on-one time is pretty valuable. So I have the payment plans because I really want to make this accessible. And if this is something that you really want, but you just are feeling like the money piece is really hard for you right now, just reach out to me personally, and we'll connect and we can see what we can do. But oh, and also, I almost forgot about this. I included a bring a friend option because I really want a lot of women to go through this process of defining their style and stepping into their power. So for $195, a friend can come, which means that cuts the cost of the program pretty much in half and makes it a lot easier. Plus, you get a style accountability partner to go through the whole process with you, and you have a friendly face already in the forum. So I really thought this through, in that I'm giving a lot of content and a lot of value, and I will be really present for you. But I also want to make this something that if you want to do this and money is the only reason why you're not going to do it, then how can we work around that? Like, I totally get it. I'm all about a budget for your wardrobe, for everything. So that's how I want to make that work. And of course, it's always either time or money. The other question that comes up is, I don't have time for this right now. What is the investment of time? Well, I made the self-study for a reason. And it's really however much you put into it, you're going to get out of it, like anything in life. But you get your style video, you get the 3 challenges, and you get your cheat sheets all on the Sunday for that week, which means that you can do the program and the worksheets and the exercises on your own time whenever it works for you. It's at 3 in the morning, noon, 6 p.m., first thing Sunday, do all of it all at once. Block out a couple hours for yourself. Not that everything takes a couple hours. The only thing that's really going to take a lot of time is when it's time to go through and clean out your closet, and then when you go back in and play with clothes. But the cleaning out the closet part is going to feel so good and so necessary and give you so much clarity that that's probably the biggest piece that's like time consuming. All the other exercises are really about like training and teaching, and they won't take that much time each week. I mean, I would say probably 30 to 60 minutes total. And then if you have pictures that you take, post them on Facebook on the fly. If you're waiting in line for something, if you're not while you're driving and stuck in traffic. But if you ever have a spare moment, post it on the fly. And then, that's why I did Facebook as opposed to another forum. It's just really easy to check. Of course, it's a private Facebook group. And then the final piece is that, the live calls, that'll be anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes every other week. That's just 4. So just factor all that in. And, I'm the kind of person that if I put it on my calendar, I do it. I know not everyone's like that, but I do think that you can get a lot out of this program if you are, if you just put aside the time and create the time, which is just a good exercise for life anyways, as busy professional women or just busy women. Because I know that there's some, working moms that are thinking about the program, and it's, I get that. Like, I get that there's that time crunch, but the you time is so important. If you're building a business, if you have a career, if you're in a relationship, you need to have time for yourself, and this can be something that can help you create that habit of creating time for yourself every week, or maybe you already do that, and that's where you just put this in, because this is something that will have such a high return on investment over time for your confidence and style, and not wasting money on clothes that sit in your closet and you don't wear. I mean, going back to the question about money, that if you were to add up all the pieces in your wardrobe that have tags on them that you haven't worn, I mean, how much of a chunk of that, if you were to return them, takes it out of this program? So, just saying. All right. Question number 3. I'm not a professional woman. I'm retired. Is this program a good fit for me? My marketing is very much geared towards the busy professional woman, because I think that that's important that women stay in the workforce. If that's what we want to do, like, how can I make it easier for you to stand in your power, own your beauty, own your femininity, feel fabulous, and then get ish done? So, it's really, even if you're retired, you're a busy woman, likely you're involved in the community, you're still giving back in certain ways, so you're still visible. And the program goes through, you can see the 8 different weeks. I mean, we go through your branding, which is important for anyone, regardless. It's just talking about how you show up and how visible you are. We talk about defining your style. I mean, that's applicable for every woman. Cleaning your closet, styling your closet. So really the program, it's geared towards a professional woman for the marketing, but it's meant for every woman. So if you feel like you're on the fence because it's not quite a fit for you, because you don't have to build a giant wardrobe, it's really then more about building, you know, like probably honing in your wardrobe. So clearing out pieces that are not quite right and making it really, really succinct. You know, that's great. I personally, like, I'm all about simplicity. So that's something that you would be able to get out of this program. Another question that came in is, how can you support me virtually as I clean out my closet and define my style? That is a great question. That is why the videos are, or the trainings are videos and written worksheets, because I know people learn differently. But the videos allows me to communicate to you so that you can get to know me and get comfortable with me, so that you can post in the Facebook group a lot to get feedback from me in the Facebook group, as well as be comfortable speaking up on the live calls so that you can get feedback from me on the live calls. I'm really going to be checking in on that Facebook group a lot. If something pops up, it's like, boom, I'm going to be there and supporting you through that process. And it's about posting pictures. If you try something on and you're not 100% if you should keep it, or if this outfit works, take a picture and post it. It's completely a safe space. I will not allow any negativity in the forum, because that's not how I operate. And I really want you to just show up for this. I mean, that's a big piece of this, isn't it? The visibility. So post the pictures, any little question you have, and get my feedback, because it's really valuable feedback that I charge my clients a lot for. And a question that came through on the forum from Glenda is, she asked about the foundational pieces, perfect fitting jeans. With thousands of brands out there, it's my eternal challenge. How can you help us narrow down what will fit without seeing us? That is a wonderful question. Again, obviously there are a lot of brilliant women that are considering this program. But that is a really good question. When you first sign up for the program, you immediately receive a welcome packet to fill out. And during the dressing for your body type week, you're going to have to take your measurements. The measurements are in the welcome packet, but if you didn't do the welcome packet, because some people sometimes get busy and they forget, I make you do it during the dressing for your body type week, because you need to know your measurements anyways, especially if you're going to do any online shopping. And I care more about your measurements and, you know, your proportions than I do about your size, because what I care about is dressing for your body type. So flattering your body. I don't care if you're a 12 or a 2 or a 22. Like, just dress in clothes that fit you. And by the pictures that you'll be posting online, I'll also be able to get a sense of what your body type is. And so between the measurements and all the pictures that you'll post and being visible on the Style Power calls, the live calls that we do together, I'll know what your body is, and I'll know who you are. So I can guide you to the designers and brands that I like that would work for both your style as well as for your body type. And, you know, this is why I included so many visual components of it, because I really want to see you. I've done programs in the past where I don't see you, and I mean, even the thought of doing this, creating this into some sort of a program that, you know, you can just order and do it on your own, like, I feel like you get so much more out of it by being there with me. And that's why the price point is what it is because I'm there guiding you through it. If I wasn't here, then it could be a lot less. But like I said, I'm going to be really active and really visible with you. So I'll be able to see who you are, and I'll be able to see your body. So anything like that, if you have something specific that you need support with, I can certainly help you with. And jeans are one of my favorite topics, so I can certainly help you find the perfect pair of jeans for your body, because that's like the foundational piece for most women. You need to have a fabulous pair of jeans that fit you great, because they can be a go-to. If you have an event and, you know, you need to look great, maybe you're not feeling amazing, Put on your jeans and make your butt look good, and a favorite blouse and heels and accessories, and you are good to go. It does not need to be more difficult than that. And the hard part of that is, of course, finding the pieces that you love so that when you get into your closet, when you have that last minute event, you don't have to worry about that. And that's what I'll be guiding you through as well. So I'm really excited about this program. I don't know if you can tell. But let me see if there are any more questions that have come through. Hello to you who are watching. I'm so grateful that you are here. I do this for you, as you know. I think that's about it. Well, let me walk you really quickly through how it works again, and then I can let you go. If a question comes up from that, feel free to reach out, and you can always send a note to me. It's CatherineC@youstyled.com, and it's Catherine with a C and YouStyled with a U. But so the way that it works is that we have the 8 weeks of content, and we start out with going into just your personal brand and success, because I want you to define what success means to you. This is not just about some sort of, it's not just about style. Like, style is, as I've mentioned, it's your outward expression of your inner self. So I really want to dig deep into you and who you are. And then we go into defining your style, and we've got some great exercises and cheat sheets through that. I'm so excited about all the content. I've been working really hard on it. I will admit, it's been a labor of love, but I love it and I love you, so I'm doing it for you. But we go into defining your style, and like there's different exercises and questions that help you dig in and see, okay, this is how I want to show up. And these are just the first steps to getting there. And then we move into dressing your body, which is really important, and that's going to be a deep week. There's a lot of content in there for you to dress your body, and you are going to have to take your measurements, like I mentioned. So that's something to be mindful of, and it's not something to be afraid of. Like, a big part of this program too is, as you love your style, you love your body. When you know how to dress your body, you can love your body and appreciate your body from where it is now. I know I shared a story about my client who had a lot of body shame, and she hired me. We started working together. She lost the front factor, and she ended up losing 3 dress sizes. 3 sizes, because she just accepted who she was and where she was. And of course then things shifted, and she had to dress her, her body was a bit different, and your body changes, so then you dress to flatter that body. And that's happened to a lot of my clients, actually. Their bodies have really shifted after they accepted and loved their body from where it is. And then we move into cleansing your closet. This is a big week. This will take time. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or walk around it. If you've already cleansed your closet recently, then it won't be as much work, but it's still a good exercise to go through with the different exercises that we have. And playing with clothes. Like, I'm going to be challenging you to style different outfits with certain pieces that you have in your wardrobe. And if you don't have those pieces in your wardrobe, then going into week 6, building wardrobe you love, you would add those to your wardrobe you love action plan. We will be creating a wardrobe you love action plan, so you will know what you need to look for over time. And if you start shopping during the program, then you can absolutely post the pictures to Facebook if you want to get approval, yes or no, does this work, so that you can start getting to understand what to look for in different pieces. And again, if that's a question that comes up, we can definitely address that on a style call or in the Facebook group. And then week 7 and 8, we integrate everything. We were talking about being visible, and we talk about your evolving style, which we talked a little bit about today. But we go deeper into the exercise so that you can see how you can start evolving your style yourself over time. And the way that you'll be learning all of this is through the weekly style video training, the Sunday style video training. That again, you'll receive everything on Sunday. And there will be 3 style challenges at least a week. Some weeks have more, but it's more of just like you've got to get dressed, and this is what I want you to try to style your outfit around. And then you'll get reminders throughout the week for the different exercises. So if you haven't done them, I'm personally, because I'm busy, I think reminders are really helpful. But also having everything up front, that means that you can schedule it out on your own time as well, especially for someone who gets, you know, if you're a working mom and your husband can take care of the kids for a couple hours on a Sunday morning, like, oh my God, how delicious is that, to do all of this with your cup of coffee. I mean, it's a lifestyle, people, come on. And then, of course, there's the daily coaching via the Facebook group. And I don't know if I've said this enough times, but I really want you to use the Facebook group. And I'm going to be really pushing that throughout the program as well. Like, again, sending reminders. If you take a picture, I want to see the outfit that you styled for today. Like, how are you doing? If you have questions that are coming up, does this fit right? Does this designer work for me? Which designer for my body? You know, my budget. All those sorts of things. I'll definitely be sharing all those great resources. And of course, every other week we will be having a live style call hangout, really creating a community around this. I want you all to be supporting each other. I am big on women empowering women, so I want you to be visible. I want you to show up, because you're showing up for yourself as much as you're showing up for all the other women. So it's going to be really a fun group. I'm excited about the women that have already signed up. You know, these are just amazing women that are really doing things, and I think that there can be so much negativity among women that it's great to create a community of really positive influence and empowerment among women. So that's what we will be experiencing here. And of course, the style cheat sheets, so that you can really take this and do this on your own and integrate it. I do not need to be holding your hand, and I don't do that for my clients. You know, I'll teach you and teach you and teach you, but then it's like, I want you to graduate and do it on your own. I want you to leave the nest. And of course, I can always help you and support you ongoing, but I really want you to be able to do it on a day-to-day for yourself. So these cheat sheets include how to dress for your body type. I also, for when we're talking about building a wardrobe you love and defining your style and cleansing your closet, there's a worksheet called Closet Staples versus Wardrobe Updates, and that includes a list of all the closet staples that you need, not just the top 10 closet staples, but like all the closet staples that you should need, like the top 10, and then like, okay, then here's like the next 20 that you should look for. But the top 10 are the ones that you absolutely need to have a great, solid foundation. And we'll also be building a wardrobe you love. So there's a checklist and an action plan that you'll be creating. An elements of an outfit worksheet. So what are the elements of an outfit? And then different ideas for mixing and matching within your wardrobe. And finally, evolution of style worksheet, where you can see my evolution of style. I'm getting really vulnerable here, people. I'm going to check in real quick to see if there are any questions that came up, and otherwise I can bid you adieu so that you can be on with your day. Because, you know, this was a nice little lunch or mid-afternoon break, but I know we're busy women and we're making things happen. So let's keep on doing the good work, and I'm excited to see you step into your power soon. One last note, of course, the first 10 women that sign up get an hour with me one-on-one, which I think is really valuable. So definitely do not delay, because there's only 10 spots available for that one-on-one hour, and just keep stepping up and stepping out in style. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.